Ignacio, I'd like to congratulate you on the team numbers this quarter. They were just fantastic. You know, we've worked together 7 years now, and we're consistently at the top. You know, and at this time, you know, I look at our numbers, and we work, you know, really closely together. But I think it's time, and I would like a new staff member. And I know how the corporate is at this point, and we're not on a hiring binge right now, but I do have some alternatives. If we had somebody come in part-time, 30 hours a week, I said, and we can even start with the temp agency until we get a good fit. I think that would help us continue to keep our numbers consistent, and since we haven't had any turnover in 3 years, I think it would be advantageous for us as we're growing, as the health plans are changing, as there's so much work right now. I said, and I'm open always to help train, and I do train, and I can get that person to train in different capacities, so we can use her in the whole department.
Okay.
So I want to work with you to keep our numbers up. So
thank you. Okay. Okay. Let's look for feedback here, ladies. First of all, how's her body language?
Assertive.
Assertive. Okay, but good. I mean,
it seems strong. She's projected confidence.
Projected confidence, which was very good. Did project confidence. Anything else? Okay. I mean, as far as body language first?
Oh, she was like leaning forward a little bit. I noticed that was kind of like the
exactly.
aggressive
That's a sign of aggression. Mm-hmm. When you're leaning forward, it's a sign of overtaking. So what I'm saying is that
okay, but you know, and that's true. But I do also financial services, and when I'm in a client's home and I'm trying to sell you insurance, I'm leaning in to listen to you to bring you in.
Yeah,
so I'm like, yeah.
No, but I wasn't talking.
If she's talking and leaning in, isn't that also? It's only so when you're listening.
When you're listening, you can. When you're talking, you talk, but you're straight. When you're leaning in, it's a sign of overpowering because now we're not equals. Now I'm trying, and it's not conscious. It's just sign when we get into it passionate, and I tend to do that a lot. And I have, you know, because then some people are not very receptive. They get scared. Some people that are not maybe so uppity up like me, I can scare them. You know, so you want to make sure that you're assertive. Now, when they're listening, you do want to show interest and when you're listening to them, you want to show interest. But when you're speaking, you want to make sure that you don't come off as aggressive. And leaning could be a sign. Now, if you're not speaking, you know, if you're speaking, usually you're speaking loud or hard or something that you're leaning. If you didn't come off as aggressive, but you didn't come off, I can see where it's kind of like, kind of, I felt it to a certain degree, kind of entitlement. Did anybody feel that?
Okay, so I need to be aware of that, yeah.
Yeah,
kind of like, I wasn't aware of that.
Kind of like entitlement, like, you know, because you changed your words. I don't know if you caught that. You said, it's about time.
Mm.
Oh, my.
It's about time. And then she said, well, I think it would be good. Did you catch yourself?
I think because we had gone through different stages, you know, of almost hiring someone, having someone there, then we let them go, then we brought them back. So I think, you know, we're all, and maybe because we have been looking at the timing to be right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm just coming up as far as what
right,
I
I didn't even notice that, yeah.
See, that's the thing, most of the time we don't notice
I don't notice that, yeah.
So, but I think you were very confident. I like that. You were assertive. Although I did get a little lost on the structure. Did anybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think in terms of what he wants, you know, like when you said it'll keep our numbers consistent, well, that kind of killed it for me because what's it for him if we're not going to grow?
Because he's administration, and he has to meet with the board and our numbers. I mean, they're number crunchers, and that's what I get every week, every month, every quarter, every year.
No, I know, but
yeah, that's
want to raise
between,
numbers.
No, we want to keep them consistent because our group, because we work for Healthcare Partners, but we're an MSO for McGann Medical Clinic. So Healthcare Partners wants to grow numbers, but McGann wants to keep them status quo. So our goal is always at least to keep them consistent. We don't want to drop down, and we want to move up, but our partner, our client, isn't ready to grow.
Okay, so you want
So
to
yeah, so the goal is always to keep it consistent.
Safe. I
Because
guess.
if we grow too much, then all the health plans come in and they're gonna put us under a microscope. So there's always, you know, a leveling of, you know, Healthcare Partners and McGann, and they're our client, and federal, state, everything, you know, always having to keep everything level.
Yeah, okay.
Well, then maybe say where you want them.
Where you want them?
And
No,
say-
because he wants them up here, and we can't
Oh.
do
No,
that.
that's
We
what
can't
I mean,
do
but
that.
if you're getting extra staff and you
Oh,
grow,
okay.
and,
Yeah.
and maybe figure out a way to strategize to, you know, with the, you know, an intercompany kind of thing.
Yeah.
To
I know what you're saying as far as, you want to give them an incentive to want to give you
Yeah.
what you want.
Consistent just makes it feel like there's a lid.
Yeah, I think that,
Inflexible.
I think you had a strong request, assertiveness, I think it gets, your request got, for me, got lost in between, a lot of words.
Okay.
In other words, be more
specific.
specific, yeah. Yeah, we're here?
Yeah, there are subtleties to it because it seems like there's a difference between creating a business case and more personalizing it. And I feel like you started out in a real personal mode and then it went to the business case. And
Yes.
then it got a little and I'm guilty of that too, because you go with it, okay, and so that's what I was
So what you want to
sensing.
do, in her sense, what you want to do is you want to keep it personal, but you support it with maybe numbers or a business. If you want to support it, like say, I think we should do this, or because numbers show it's da 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 da. But you keep it on the. You always want to keep it on the personal, because you'll get what you want on the personal much easier than you'll get what you want by just stating a business case. You know,
Okay.
but you do want, if you need to support it with the business case, then you can. But I think that the least you can say to get your point across, but still be pleasant, the better. Because then people get, it's too much. Men can't handle so much information, I'm telling you. You lose them. You lose them. They're like, just what do you want? Haven't you ever heard that? Just, okay, what do you want? I'm sure none of you experienced that.
Well, I caught as soon as you made your request, which was really clear that you wanted additional staff, the next sentence was, now I know we're not hiring. So to me, that almost started taking it to a different direction. You could have positioned it in like, I need other staff, and I've been thinking of ways where we can make this happen. We can do it A, B, and C. So to me, when you said, now I know we're not doing that, it's almost like you kind of threw up this wall, like you're already telling the person, okay, you're already telling me that you know in a certain way that I can't do this. Again, it's all in the language,
Exactly.
but even though you had that business case, you said, now I know we're not doing this. And to me, that kind of like,
And
sort
it's
of
like, why are
took
you
it-
even telling me
so
that?
you came in with this positive, like personal, like we've done so great, we've done these great numbers, and you know I need staff, even though I know we can't do it. But that kind of took me on a different route where you could have had the possibility to say, I've been coming up with this plan, and I know we can do this, and I've already. So you're already telling the person you've invested your time into the positive outcome that you can do with your staff.
Okay, and I think because we had been trying to hire, like I said, back and forth. So yes, you're right. I mean, I should have been specific, short, and
But now you know, basically,
Yeah.
when you make your plan of what
Right,
you're going
right.
to say, this is exactly what I'm going to say. Because if we just say we don't plan it, we will go on a tangent. As women, we will,
Yes,
ladies.
yes,
We
yes.
will just talk. I mean, I'm guilty of it every day. That's why I need somebody to keep me on time. Literally, I do, and I'm very open about it. Even when I'm just hold it up, clap. I don't care what you need to do, get my attention, because I will go on the tangent. So, if we're conscious of what we do, then we can strategize to make sure we get structure in it. So it means if you have to write down, these are the 2 points I'm going to make, and I'm not going to say anything more than this, then you go in there focused, and you say that and make it happen. Okay, any other comments, ladies? No? Thank you very much. Okay, before we start, we're going to go into